This is Shelley Kraft coming to you live on SNNLive. We're at the Healthcare Week in San Francisco 2015. I have with me Dr. Glynn Wilson, TapImmune, TPIV. It's a publicly traded company. Dr. Wilson, welcome to SNNLive.
Thanks, Shelley, very much. Pleasure to be here.
Now, it's good to have you. So please tell our audience a brief overview on the company.
Well, TapImmune is a very exciting company specializing in immunotherapy, which is really stimulating the body's own immune system to recognize and kill cancer cells, and it can also be used for the treatment of infectious disease.
So let's get right into it. What approach do you take?
The approach we take is to stimulate in a very comprehensive way T cells, both T helper cells and T killer cells, and we also have approaches to enhance what is called antigen presentation, which means that the immune system can see more signal on the surface of aberrant cells to be able to recognize and kill them. We think we have the most comprehensive approach in development.
So if I throw out a term called personalized medicine, would that be something that you could comment on regarding TapImmune?
Certainly. We do have a personalized strategy in a sense that we target our therapies to individual genetics of the immune system. Every one of us has different genetics. That's what leads to things like transplantation rejection. So we have the ability to develop vaccines that can target specific subsets of people's genetics. So in other words, we can put a comprehensive platform together. Our HER2/neu vaccine can treat approximately about 85% of the population.
Now, interestingly enough, there was a press release that came out of your company this week. Would you please tell us about it?
We had two press releases. I think the one you're referring to refers to the completion of one of our phase 1 clinical studies for ovarian and breast cancer, triple-negative breast cancer, which demonstrated that the vaccine that we're using in phase 1 was well tolerated and safe, and very importantly, 21 out of the 21 patients that were evaluated all had positive immune responses, which means that the vaccine was actually working as mechanistically predicted. It's a very, very exciting stage for us because it's really the threshold for us for going to phase 2 trials.
You know, it's so incredible when you get these young biotech companies, which our age not included, but you're a young company, and here you are making this first step through phase 1. Now, phase 2 is coming. How exciting. I know it takes a while till you get to phase 3. So where are you doing your phase 2s?
We'll be doing our phase 2s at multiple sites, including the Mayo Clinic, which was where we did the phase 1 studies. Phase 2, you have a much larger patient population, so you need to use multiple sites.
So what is your background?
My background, I'm a biochemist by training. Spent time at the Rockefeller University in New York, and then in the pharmaceutical industry in product development. So I've been involved in development of billion-dollar products. And so when I came into smaller companies and I looked at TapImmune, the idea behind it and the sector we're in really excited me. And now we're getting into phase 2. It really is exciting.
TapImmune, where does the name derive from?
I think it derives from the original technology, TAP, a transporter associated with antigen presentation. That was the legacy technology the company was founded on. Since that time, we've moved far beyond that with additional peptide technologies and a technology called Polystart that was developed by Dr. Robert Florkowitz inside the company. And so we can address three things. We can stimulate killer T cells that can kill tumor cells. We can stimulate helper T cells, which can provide the background and stimulus for T cell development. And we can also enhance antigen presentation. So it's really a combination of all three that gives us, I think, a technical and competitive edge.
In the course of the last year or two, immunotherapy has become a buzzword, obviously, in the biotech, life sciences arena. Why is that, is question number one. And number two is, how do you differentiate TapImmune from other immunotherapy companies?
Excellent questions. In terms of immunotherapy as a field, I think there comes a time in a field where you know exactly how to exploit the science as science evolves to a point where it can be commercializable. We see more clinical trials coming, and we see products getting onto the market. So I think it's a combination of all of those things that it's typical in the pharmaceutical industry. You see that suddenly there's an upsurgence for a particular type of therapy. In terms of how we differentiate ourselves, there are a number of approaches. We're in the approach called T-cell vaccines. Simple injectable products that can stimulate the immune system. And we differentiate ourselves that we have the most comprehensive approach that can actually address some of the challenges of the past where the immune system could be stimulated but not sufficiently to go and kill tumor cells. We believe we have a strategy and an approach that can do that.
Excellent. Question for you. We're just into 2015. Where do you see the company 2015 into 2016, not only with your clinical trials, but let's say other developments, for instance?
Clearly, the key thing for us in 2015 is to get the two clinical trials that we have, one in HER2-neu breast cancer, one in ovarian and triple-negative breast cancer, advanced into phase 2. And we're doing that as rapidly and as efficiently as we can. In addition to that, we're also planning to advance our in-house developed technologies such as Polystart and possibly TAP to be key components of a future vaccine. So it's a combination of those two things, and there are a lot of exciting things on the horizon, in addition to the overall financing of the company.
So I know our viewers are going to want more information on the company. So what website should I give them?
www.tapimmune.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Glynn Wilson, TapImmune, publicly traded company. The symbol is TPIV. I'm Shelley Kraft. This is SNNLive, and we're coming to you live from Healthcare Week in San Francisco, 2015. Dr. Wilson, thanks for coming on to SNNLive.
Thank you for having us. Thank you very much.